Hello, everybody. It is Coffee Stitcher. Woo! It is Sunday afternoon. It's too late for me to be drinking coffee, but I has a headache, so I'm going to drink some coffee in hopes that gets rid of it. How is everybody this week? Well, that's really awesome to hear. I am sorry you broke your leg, but, better your leg than your face. All right, so we've got Q&A. We have one left over from last week that I somehow missed. Gonna show off my needle minder collection since I was asked about that. I have a little haul. I have some FFOs. I have something on its way to an FFO. I have some whip updates. Yet again, more discussion on what I may or may not be doing in 2017. I really need to get off my butt and figure this stuff out. And then pop-up books. So, let us begin. So Q&A. Apollonia, I hope I'm saying that right, asked if I've ever thought about doing a giveaway on the ones I don't want to do anymore. If it's the charts, I actually try to either sell those or give those to people I know who want them. In terms of things, I kind of base on how far along they are. If they're close enough I can frog them out, then I'll frog them. If not, then it just sort of, it's a toss-up. Sometimes people that I'm going to give the chart to are like, yeah, I'll take what you've got started. And other times they're like, no, I just want the chart. So, it sort of depends. Novice Stitcher asks, have I seen the movie Tin Man? If so, what did I think of it? I liked it better than the general public did, I think, but I don't think it's all that great. If this says anything, I haven't rewatched it since it came out. Let's see. Swept Away Stitcher asks, on average, how long does it take you to decide what flosses and colors to use when you change designs? It depends. Some of them I will agonize about forever. Some of them are just quick. What I generally do the day before I plan to start, like the Brooks Oz or something where I know I'm going to be changing it, I generally will sit down the day before and start going through. But a lot of times I literally just sit there and I start pulling stuff out, and I'm like, okay, this works, and if it ends up when I get into it going, you know what, I don't think this is going to work in the long run, then I go find something else. So most of them are off the, just sort of as I'm going and I'm in the moment. I generally do my best work in general under those conditions, but some of them I will sit there and I will agonize about for forever. Let's see. Giselle M. Kuzmik asks if I still have the Wizard of Oz lunchbox. Yes, I do. It's put away at the moment because it's not in good enough condition that I want it out in the stuff that is good condition. So, for now, it's put away. Julicious, you did send me the Ethiopia. It was delicious. And then Sarah Stitches, which I somehow missed this, asks, what is my favorite song from the Wizard of Oz stage or movie? Of all time, it's always going to be Over the Rainbow. I think that's probably my favorite song from the score. I also really love Optimistic Voices. The you're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night. So I do really like that, particularly on stage. In terms of the stage version, since most of the stage version is the movie, there is the Lloyd Webber one, which has new songs added to the film songs. And while I have problems with that adaptation overall, I do actually really like the song they sing at the end, Already Home. I think it's a lovely song. Has no place at that moment in the story, but it's a lovely song. Alright, and I would like to thank everyone for their kind comments post-election and post my comment last week. That was really very, very, very nice of all of you. And it's nice to know that this is a community that cares. And that's fabulous. So, to y'all. Alright, so, Needleminder collection. First, I got some new ones from Nifty Needle Nannies. There's one more that's coming, but it hasn't shown up yet. So I got a cute little Pikachu that I think this was my little bonus Pikachu, because I don't remember getting this one. But I got 4 of the Into the Woods ones. I was too late to get a couple of them. I think there were 6 total. So I got Once Upon a Time, Make a Wish, A Cape as Red as Blood, and I Wish to See the World. Fun factoid, The Witch and Into the Woods is one of my dream roles. I got a bigger Pikachu, because Pikachu, Baby Kermit, and Baby Miss Piggy, because I love the Muppet Babies. And I'm super excited that Disney's bringing them back in 2018. I will totally be watching. I don't care that I'm going to be 32. Alright, so there were those. And then this is how I'm currently storing my needle minders, but I realized that this is not the best system ever. So, alright, so I've got, and I tried to sort of group together thematically, but it didn't always work. So I've got Ruby Slippers, the Flintstones, the Scooby Gang, Luna Lovegood, Ruby Slippers, Tim Burton Oz, and Disney Villain Boys. I'm going to see how well I can do this from the top. Okay. All of the pink ones with rhinestones have Miss Piggy. That one says we're not in Kansas anymore, but you can't really see it from, it's a little buried. We've got a Dorothy. I cross-stitch so I do not kill people. Another Oz. This one says I'd rather stitch than be a bitch. Kermit. Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. Ghost from Dragonfly Lotus. Ariel, a spider, another Ariel, Cookie Monster, Tigger, Bert and Ernie. This is Dorothy and Toto on the Merry-Go-Round Mountains that I got from Kate. Same with this one of the Frogman and Patchwork Girl. One of Glinda and Dorothy. A little alligator. The cast of Gilmore Girls. So excited it comes back on Friday. This one says Cleverly Disguised as an Adult. I'm not a pack rat, I'm a collector. Spellbook from Hocus Pocus, Pumpkin, Sparkly Thing, Ursula, Ruby Slippers on Dorothy's Feet, Kermit, Leaf, Sailor Moon, another Miss Piggy. Those are all Miss Piggy. Wizard of Oz cast, Sesame Street cast, and Big Bird. So, those are my needle minders. Alright, so I got that. I picked up a couple of things this week that aren't going to make any sense until they go on what they're going for, so I'm not going to show those. I did attempt to back my Oz ornaments, and that went badly. That went very badly. I do not have the dexterity to cut around things that are already cut out. So, going forward, we won't be doing that. But all the others have their little things now. So they can all be hung on the tree that goes up on Friday. So I'm going to try and get Glinda done. Oh, I did on Scarecrow. I went ahead and I put his little ties on him. So he has his little rope ties. And I added to the Munchkin Mare, I added the little ribbon to that. So, these are all ready for when I put the tree up, I think on Saturday. Is when I'll be doing that, because I don't think we're going to be home much on Friday to accomplish that. So I think tomorrow I'm actually going to start on Glinda in the hopes that maybe I can finish her before Saturday, and then they'll all be ready to go. I did finish the Quadling Girl, Miss Quadling. She is the Quadling tailoress. She will fix any problem you've got in any of your outfits like that. Because before you see Glinda, you've got to be ready. So here she is. Oop, I got a little stray bit of paper there. Okay. So I got her little beads added. There's lots of Krynic in her, so she's all sorts of sparkly and cool. So she was the last of the little people. Normally I have an essay on the Oz characters, but there's really not a lot to say about the Quadlings. Most of what happens in the Quadling country happens in other towns with weird little creatures. So the Quadlings themselves don't really figure into much of anything. So there isn't really a lot to say about the Quadlings. But there will be plenty to say about Glinda. Alright, so then I had to go to Joann's to get some stuff, and I found a book box for my Hocus Pocus. So Hocus Pocus is done. I'm going to start working on, and I did measure this box. I can get 3 of the small styrofoam things in here. So I will be getting those and fitting that in here, and then it falls out if I'm not careful. And then I get to start working on making this look like the outside of Winifred's book, which will hide the fact that the Sanderson sisters are there. So, exciting! But yes, so it's finished, and it's on its way to being an FFO. So I did it on Demeter's Harvest by Die Stitch Love. And yeah. So, there we go. So, we had one unofficial finish. We had one regular finish this week. We had a whole lot of Garrett trying to start things and having the attention span of a gnat, which is why I did some finishes. And now that I'm seeing it under not intense light, like at the lunchroom at work, I'm liking it a little better. But I did start Let's Go on an Adventure, and then weird things happened, so I literally only got to stitch one day at lunch. So I got the A done, an adventure. It's in Signature Red by Fabrics by LJ. I like it better under this light. Under the light at work, it looks a little intense. But now I'm liking it better. So I may stick with this. I haven't completely decided. But we shall see. So yeah, nothing really got stitched at lunch at work this week, which was sad. But there's always this week. So I think I may end up still just going with the blue. There's enough things going on that I'm kind of thinking it may be too busy if I do the red. So, alright. So then I worked on National Parks. The last part came out. I'm going to try and finish that this month. Right now I'm at a good stop spot on it. So here is the end of Clue 3. And I think you saw last week I got the Aurora Borealis done. Or did you know I did that this week? Oh, goodness. Okay, well, I'm not going to move the Q-snap right now. But, Aurora Borealis. So there's Aurora Borealis, and here's the next one. I've named this little guy Enoch, like Enoch Snow and Carousel, because it's Maine. And I gave him brown hair, because I decided we've got black hair up here, we've got sort of tannish, blondish here on Marge. So, Marge and Mickey, and then we've got Enoch, and I think the other one is going to be Evelyn. I'm going to make her a redhead. So I ended up not doing the beam of light. I ended up deciding that I didn't really like how I was going to have to chart it. To me, it didn't fit with the way I wanted it to. So I just left this on. But I took the face out. Alright, so Sarah of Sarah Stitches and I we are about to start The Haunted Mansion from Pedal Pusher, and I'm gonna do it. Well, I said that, but now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that's gonna be a mistake. I think that dark purple's gonna get... Yeah, so... I'm still torn a little on the fabric. I was gonna do it on this dusty purple, but it's, the purple on it, I'm gonna lose the purples. So I'm double checking my grays again. Yeah, this will work. So instead, I'm going to do it on 28 count Lazy River from Witchelt. So I'll be doing Pedal Pusher, so I'm going to start that today, and she and I need to figure out where our stopping point for the first grouping is going to be. But I will be starting that today, and Needle Minder, I think... I'm going to use my little, maybe my pumpkin. I think probably the pumpkin. That would be the best one to do, I think. Or do I want to do Autumnal Spider? Or do I want to do Clouds Factory, or not Clouds Factory, my Dragonfly Lotus Ghost? I think I'll use my pumpkin. That sounds like a fun idea. Okay, so discussion on next year. Alright, so I decided that I'm actually going to hold Welcome Sal and Beautiful Sea Sal. I'm having a lot of trouble because the motifs aren't necessarily finished before the page breaks. And that's driving me a little batty. Not as much on Welcome Sal as it is on Beautiful Sea, mostly because I don't like to have unfinished motifs, and I don't want to have to carry threads. I don't want to park threads. So I'm actually going to wait until they're both done, and then I will go back to them, which is going to be sometime in April. So, starting Haunted Mansion, next month I'll be bringing back up to light, Paradise Lost and Octopus Garden. And then I think this weekend I'm really going to sit down and try and focus on next year. Brooke did release the first materials list and sneak preview of her princess dresses. First one up is Cinderella, and it's gorgeous, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. And per her recommendation, she really strongly recommends not doing it on one piece of fabric, but doing each one kind of individually. So I'm actually going to wait and do those in 2018 when I have a chance to actually see each one and can make some better decisions on fabrics, and to have a little more time to kit them up. So that means next year I will be doing as ornaments the Alice in Wonderland ornaments. So if anyone wants to join me, I know they're not officially ornaments, but I'm going to make them ornaments. So if anyone wants to join me in that, please feel free. I would greatly appreciate it and enjoy it. And, yeah, so that's kind of that for there. So like I said, I'm going to work today on Haunted Mansion. And then I think tomorrow I'm going to start in on Glinda. So it's almost the end of the year. I've just got this in Clouds Factory left. I will not be doing Happily Ever After from Pumpkin. I may do it next year, or year after. I may do it in 18. It's going to depend on what's in there when they come out. So, but I think it's pretty, and I think the idea is going to be great. Clouds Factory-wise, I probably won't do theirs, simply because I've had too many that I've started and not finished, and that's just not okay. Just not okay. I don't want to be spending the money until I've seen it seen it enough that I go, yes, this is what I want to do. I really do want to do this. And then we'll talk about it. but for now, probably not. So I will be doing Pumpkin Passport next year with Gerald Ginger Stitcher on Instagram, and whoever else wants to join us. It's not making an official group or anything, but we're going to be doing it, so you might as well too if you want to. So yeah. So that's kind of it on the Stitch front this week. Not really a whole lot to say. Didn't really do a lot this week. Alright, so that leaves us with the Oz book of choice. Alright, this is one that probably the vast majority of you out there have seen. It was done back in 2000, actually, I believe. Mine is not a first edition. By Robert Sabuda. He's done a whole bunch more in children's stories since then, but this was the first one. And it's heavily inspired by the W.W. Dinslow designs. I really love the tornado. So, you've got, it's a beautiful edition. Lots and lots of sparkly foil, like the Yellow Brick Road. There are little individual sections that expand to tell more of the story. The Emerald City is gorgeous, and it came with green glasses that you can wear. Which is very popular, actually, in the pop-up books, and in some of the others. The Elizabeth Zwerger book came with emerald green glasses, which mine went missing a long time ago. And every time I find it, it's missing them, so one day I'll replace it. But see, green glasses. Very fabulous. So, beautiful Emerald City. That's generally one of my favorite pages in any of the pop-up books, is the Emerald City. The Witch's Castle is pretty cool, too. Oh, come on. Although, as is the case with pop-up books, sometimes they don't close back up the way they're supposed to. There we go. His balloon. Which I always thought was a little bizarre, but there's the balloon. And, of course, the Good Witch Glinda. Looking all resplendent. And then the clicking heels is its own. So, yeah. So this one, actually, I'm pretty sure is still in print. It's been around for forever. So, yeah. So there's this one. So we've got one other pop-up book, and then we get to December, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Yay! So, alright. This one was a shorter video than the last couple have been. Hopefully next week I'll have more to talk about. But this week I just really didn't. So, hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you all later. And, oh, for those in America, happy Thanksgiving. For those not in America, happy Thursday.